My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
All right, today is August 6, 2026. It is 5:25 a.m. So I just finished edit whatever I recorded late afternoon yesterday. So let's get going. There's a lot to share with you. Usually right after I finish one video, I start another list. Whenever I have time, I record it. Last month there was a lot, so I ended up not recording a lot because I left them. So even though I don't record them, even though I don't edit them, as long as I record them, whenever I have free time or I'm in the mood to just edit, I have the videos to edit. So there's a lot to share with you. Let's go straight on X. Okay. All right, this I just put on the list. It's all the way at the bottom. So probably if I have two parts to this video, it will be last. We're gonna start with this. And I just post this on my community board. Okay, Catherine Myers, unroyal author, says that Harry and Meghan 2020 departure to USA caused, quote, very serious damage, end quote, to the British monarchy, noting it creates a painful institutional crisis and cost the crown crucial youth appeal. And who caused their departure? Serve them right. Okay, like I've said in many other videos, every single thing that the royal family in the UK is dealing with, whether it's positive and negative, lately it's been mostly negative, they caused it. And this is why it was very crucial for Harry and Meghan to do the Oprah interview, to clear up any misconception, any gray areas, so they could tell their side of the story, because it seems like the British media was their voice. So Harry and Meghan took it upon themselves to clear those things off. And they said in the Oprah interview that they wanted to stay.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but I know and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
With
done.
as much respect.
With as much
and,
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
And Harry have said in his book, Spare, he wanted to stay as well, the 50-50, the book and printer, all of this.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between, a compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5, We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the B got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
Let's read some of the comments and then move on. Oh, there's not a lot. They should have thought about the consequences before treating them so badly. Exactly. But their ego controlled them. They thought the Sussexes will never survive without them, and that's why they started with all the vitriol, and now that has failed. They are now scrambling to try and get them back, but it's too late. They should have rid the country before being so self-centered. I don't know. The promise, in my humble opinion, that the papers had given them, because they so indoctrinated, I guess the paper felt like they indoctrinated the people in the UK, even though it's not true. I'm just saying, because they confirmed, they made the royal family believe that without the paper, without them, they will not survive. So they felt like they have control of the mind of the people. I don't know. The mind of the people in the UK. But, I mean, when I first started talking about Harry and Meghan, I used to be so upset with the people in the UK. Because I used to be like, why they not speaking out? Why they not speaking up? Because when Meghan was pregnant, the first thing, I think that was what really got me, because all the negative headline that I was seeing, and Meghan was pregnant with Archie, and I was like, where are the women? Why women in the royal family are not speaking up? Because when a woman is pregnant, it's very sensible, very sensitive. You try to make the pregnant woman at ease, don't try to irritate them, because anything could go wrong. All right, but I guess that was their target, that was their goal, to not have Meghan have the baby. And I used to be upset why people in the UK are not speaking up, why people, women in the royal family not picking up. And then when I went on X, which I had my personal X account since 2009, never participated in it, created it for some reason, I never had the urge to go on X. But the moment that I saw the headlines, and I was like, I know where to go to get the answer. I went on Twitter, couldn't even remember my password to get in. I had to do all those steps to, recreate my password. And then one of the tweets that I was reading is that someone said, I guess the discussion was already being talked about. The Sussex squad were already ahead, doing the pushback. And I stumbled on one of the Sussex squad thing. And then when I was reading the comments, someone said, Ford Fiesta, Edward's wife, had a miscarriage. And I was like, why is she not speaking up? And I didn't believe it. Not everything you read on the internet you think is true. So I went, I said, let me do a research to see if it's true. And long and behold, it was true. And I did 2 videos, and I learned to find out about the Ardent production and many other things. And thank God I documented it and I share it with you. I mean, it's not top blockbuster type of videos. Very simple, if not worse than what I'm sharing now, because I didn't have the program that I have now to edit. But yeah, they caused everything. People were upset. And the thing is that Harry and Meghan were not doing anything to them. But the confidence that the papers had given them, making them feel like, yeah, it's whatever we put. I'm just saying, paraphrasing, or if it even true, because this is my opinion anyway. Give them that confidence. Without them, the monarchy is nothing. Harry, the only one, knew if you serve the people, you'll be okay. But the palace, the royal family fall for it. Okay. Everything that I said, I will still leave it. In addition to what I've said is that the papers had that control. It worked before social media. When, for instance, they print on the papers or they even on TV, they say that thing and then the conversation shut off after they finish.
And racism as such, as a philosophy, kicked in was as a direct reaction to the abolitionist movement. The abolitionist movement driven by some of the leading intellectuals of the day, as well as driven by hundreds of thousands of ordinary people in this kingdom who signed petitions after petitions and presented them to the House of Lords. When the abolition movement really kicked in from the 1780s onwards, the planters had to respond. And so this is where you get the most virulent imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial.
But the media is a powerful force.
Black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
But the media is a powerful force.
The anti-abolitionist Edward Long wrote,
"The lower class women in England are remarkably fond of the blacks. In the course of a few generations more, the English blood will become so contaminated with this mixture as even to reach the middle and then the higher orders of the people. This is a venomous and dangerous ulcer that threatens to disperse its malignancy far and wide until every family catches infection from it."
But they didn't have the quick response. Once they said their BS, even if people don't read the papers, you see how sometimes I will share screenshot of papers the squad put and whatever. All right. Once they put the thing public, before it will be shut off, conversation is over. It will be just, let's say, in person between you and whoever read it, you face to face. But the conversation continues. Now the conversation continues after, they print the thing, because you go online. People are talking about it. This is their mistake here. They didn't, let me not give them ideas. They didn't evolve. They know about this thing, but instead they go the opposite way. Buying bots, trying to create the conversation, to be part of the conversation, and still spewing negativity, making people believe what the paper have said when the conversation have shut, and continue their BS online. And people were pushing back. You got the quick response right away. Even though if it was bots and you don't know who you're talking to, the Sussex squad were like, no, that's not Meghan. That's the other thing as well. Meghan had a public profile already before meeting the royal family. Okay? Many of the squaddies knew Meghan before she met Harry. And she was doing the same exact thing you see her posting out now in a more controlled manner. Now she has kids, before she didn't have. But to give you a sneak peek of what she's doing. All right? So that's a big mistake. They picked the wrong person. Because she had a public profile. People knew her already. She had more followers than the institution. And she came with her army. But anyway, I could go on and on with that. So that's that. Exactly. The arrogance and egos and backstabbing ways push the Sussexes out. You're spot on. But they literally told them to go back.
If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
And your point of view, they wanted to stay.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there.
Without question.
Yeah.
Because I think their goal were, I'm moving on to the next week. Their goal were to help the institution, to help the people. The people.
I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me, I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate, I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. and also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a.
There's a lot to do.
Really?
There's a lot to do.
This is the core issue here for the monarchy. The people. Without the people, they are nothing. Okay, now the people are rejecting them. Pay attention how the US is moving and how the UK is moving. Okay, the US is dealing with the political aspect with the regime that's in office, and see how the people in the UK is dealing with the institution. All right, so they go hand in hand in a different way, because even though you don't see them doing it in the public, but in the background they are. Okay, they are. With what I'm talking about, the institution, along with the politics, the elected official, some elected officials in the UK are working along with the regime we have in the US. Okay, the only difference is the US is right in front. Okay, we have idiots who's being controlled by, different groups outside the US. They're like puppeteers. Okay, but the UK, on the other hand, is working in the background. So I'm done with that. Let's move to the next tweet. I feel like there's a thought I had and I didn't fully express it. All right, next tweet. There's the laugh here. It's a retweet. We've really come a long way, guys, because a few years ago, they used to write articles about how Meghan wasn't invited to Barack Obama's birthday. Oh my God, that's right. She shared the same day, the same birthday with the, different year though. Right, there's me here laughing. True story. The squad are just laughing. That's an ad, and that's it. Let's go to the next. Let's go into that and see what other people are saying. Okay, you remind me of these crazy people. Meghan snubbed at Obama's 60th birthday, even though it was her own 40th milestone birthday party. Nah, they sniff before writing. Bro, the British media used to be still on some BS. Yeah. There's the laugh here. Yeah, they still have their objective. They're forcing people. Because right now, what's happening here, I think majority of the world are waking up. Especially with what they did to Palestine. I'm talking in terms of Israel. The world is rejecting Israel. Their tactic, capture all form of communication. The same BS that happened in the UK, because they are in control of the media in the UK. I will remove byline out of this for now. Okay, for now. That's my disclaimer here for now, because usually when you think those papers got it under control, the ethic is on point, but sometime once money speak, everything is out the window. But for now, the ethical is on point. But the UK, the media, the radios, the thing, now with radio, let me remove James O'Brien out of that as well. There's probably more, okay? At least some of those that I come across on social media. I'm not in the UK. But mainstream medias in the UK, mainstream, those who are in control of the papers, the radios, and whatever, all of that, they create BS. Okay? The US copying the same nonsense from the UK. Send it over here. I have videos, past videos on this channel, APTS Sussex, talking about how Will Lewis is taking over some of major respectable newspapers in the US and turn it into the same nonsense BS as the UK. Okay? So they were copying the nonsense from the UK, bring it over there to blind the people, and then do their nonsense globally, keep American in the dark. Meanwhile, social media, people are talking, upset of what's going on, not only in their home countries, what's happening in the Middle East and all of that. People were upset. So now, Israel don't have the same backing, the confidence that they felt like they had. Okay, they are being rejected globally, especially what they did to Palestine. And I told you guys, the Palestinians have sacrificed themselves for the world to see the barbaric these people are. The MAGAs in the US, the barbaric behavior of them. People are rejecting them. All right, so there's that. The palace is working on contingency plans in case Prince Harry and Meghan divorce. Harry already told them it's not gonna happen. Kate was speaking to Chris Hoy over the weekend. William got his kids into the car, then stormed off around the back and promptly got in. This is what I'm saying, and I think in one of the videos I did recently, I remember talking where they want the praise and everything, but each time they get the chance to prove themselves, and they show BS. And then there's the other thing as well. Kate knows, she knows how her husband, if they're still married, is in public. Don't, cut certain things short. But at the same time, I could understand her, where give the person the time that he deserved for the time that they took to meet with them. But William is all performative anyway, so he does his performance, and they took the picture. He's done. That's all. He didn't even turn to Kate or motion her in any way. The security had to close Kate's door because she won't stop speaking to Chris, and you could see William was sitting inside. The whole thing was hugely awkward. This was filmed by Hello Magazine inside the venue, looking out. This is what happened when William and Kate don't think they're being watched. Their true colors come out. It's not Harry and Meghan's marriage that's strained. It's theirs. Is this a video? No, that's an image. Okay, Kate's compassion for cancer-stricken Sir Chris Hoy as she keeps William and her children waiting. Maybe they were in a conversation. It was awkward to just stop. Whatever's here, okay? When William was interviewed by Eugene Levy, he made it a point to say that he'll never divorce because he won't put his kids through that. And what he went through when his parents publicly divorced. He then said he won't divorce because he loves his wife. They are soulmates, they are a team, or I'm sorry, I'm laughing, or even that like each other. He said he won't divorce to spare his kids the trauma he went through. It's not Harry and Meghan whose marriage is on the line. Okay, so they always project, I guess the palace are working on contingency plan in case William and Kate divorce. I wonder if the palace realizes that people know this is code for the palace is working on contingency plan in case William and Kate divorce. Every accusation is an admission. All right, let's put this in. Oh, perfect. I didn't even know he was there. Perfect. I have Martin here. Let me put it on the list. I almost didn't put it because I was trying not to read too much comment, but someone linked it here. This is Martin. Next week. They've been planning Harry and Meghan divorce since day one, and Meghan's intro into that family. Prince Harry knows this too well. It's such a domination for people who claim to be appointed by God to want to divorce this couple purely for the benefit of the institution. No concern from William at all. He didn't even look back. Yeah, this is a brilliant marriage. Okay, let's listen to what Martin has to say.
Morning friends, happy Tuesday, how the heck you doing? At first this made me chuckle a little bit and then it made me really sad. Let me explain.
Yeah.
Kate's chat with cancer-stricken Sir Chris Hoy, cancer card again, caught on camera as she keeps William and her children waiting. It made me sad because I watched the video footage on the news. William puts the children in the car, walks round to the other side, gets in himself. He doesn't even look back to see where Kate is. And when they're in the car, sat there, they must have been wondering, what's Kate up to? Didn't get out to check. He didn't even look back at her when he put the children in the car and put himself in the car. And any media outlet on the world can try and sell to me that this is a happy and brilliant marriage. But I'm sorry, those little details, like actually having some concern for the mother of your children, make a difference and actually matter. 2 minutes, didn't get out of the car, didn't check on how she was. Literally, she's on her own, ignored as usual. And that, my friends, makes me sad. My opinion's not important though. Yours is. Comments are open. Tell the world what you think.
I didn't watch the video. Whatever I'm sharing with you, that's what I'm saying. I don't go and search for these people. Okay, so since this is a discussion, Kate should know when she is with William. Keep things short, because this had happened before when they went to the Middle East, that wedding in the Middle East. She kept on talking, and William was like, come on, let's go. Prepare a short, well thoughtful thing to say and move on, because she should get the picture by now. And I understand Martin as well. William is something else. All right, so there's no comment. Let's move on. Next tweet. Oh, my Lord. If they didn't put this here, I will have to wait maybe a couple of days before I see it again. According to Elizabeth Salovo on YouTube, Duchess Meghan received birthday wishes from over 40 countries. Who else within that family can command such love and attention worldwide? And the wags and haters say she's irrelevant. Yeah, right. She's the most relevant of them all. All right, that's her image. That's Meghan dancing in her kitchen, and her husband is filming her while he's giggling in the back. Yes, I hope it lasts. Get back to us when head of state and other royal families send her greeting at any sort. That might actually mean she's somebody. And why do you think they're all more important than the ordinary person that just shows how vacuous you are? Okay, 40 countries, me. No, they do it on their own. Okay, this is the kind of jealousy. Okay, what she just said, whether or not it's true, because I didn't really follow or know if that was true, how many people wish her birthday, but let's say it is true. Okay, this is the kind of admiration that get those leftovers, the royal family, so upset, because they want that. It is natural for the royals to get from their peers, from other royals, because they're pretty much a family in Europe. They're pretty much a family. Let's look it up since I'm saying it here. All right, so this is what I typed. Are European royals or family or related? Yes, every reigning hereditary monarch in Europe is related. They are family, so you expect that. Let me get this since I have it here. I took a while to respond to this, and I didn't send it yet. Let's see here. I'm responding to that. Get back to us when heads of states and other royal families send her greetings or any sort. That might actually mean she's somebody here. We don't need to get back to you. If Harry's father telling heads of states to not provide his second son family security and seeing how he's treating his son in the UK, I'm sure the rest of the royal family, let's say in Europe, will not be sending any greetings. They all fall in line. All right, so there's all of this. Let me pause this. All right, this is what I've shared. Okay, are European royals or family or related? The answer is yes. Okay, you could pause and read or ask Google the same question. The other thing as well, yes, Prince Albert of Monaco criticized Prince Harry following the Duchess of Sussex 2021 television interview with Oprah. All right, they were upset about that because they had to tell their side of the story. Prince Philip of Serbia is one of the only European royals to publicly criticize Prince Harry, having spoke out against the Duke and Duchess of Sussex Netflix docuseries. All right, so if they're telling them to, do all of this, you think they're gonna send greetings?
Arguments. At this point, I'm feeling very let down. It's the minority of people, especially those that read the tabloids and the press themselves. The press themselves have incited so much hatred towards myself, my wife, and even our children, that's hard to forgive. I actually couldn't believe it. I thought with all the disagreements and all of the chaos that's happening, the one thing that I could rely on is my family keeping me safe. And not only did they decide to remove my security in the UK, but they also signaled to every single government around the world not to protect us.
So let's block this. I'm sure she's gonna try to respond. Oh my God, I need to move on. I'm already 24 minutes and I have a lot. All right, next tweet. This is the kind of admiration they want from the public for them. But now that Meghan is getting it, they're showing as if they don't care, but this is what they're looking for. Why can't they mind their own business? All right, next tweet. Quote, the film has an unusual personal connection to two of its highest profile executive producers, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Markle was a Girl Scout herself, troop led by her own mother in Los Angeles. There's all those hashtags. Let's see here. Okay, Gold Derby. The film has an unusual personal connection to two of its highest profile executive producers, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Markle was a Girl Scout herself, troop led by her own mother in Los Angeles, and the very same council as Nikki and her sisters, who appear in the film. Once I knew that, I was like, oh, of course, Namia says. There is a genuine personal connection that made it feel super organic and real. Markle and Harry made a rare joint appearance at the film's Sundance premiere, part of the festival's family matinee section. I have a feeling the kids were probably there, but they just made sure not to put them on the red carpet where cameras will be. All right. It's awesome to have executive producers. Probably not, because that was working. That was jobs. You know, they were working, so they probably didn't bring them. It's awesome to have executive producers who genuinely understand the message of a film and its universal appeal and want to use their platform to shine a light on it. Sometimes even when EPs get involved, they're not always able or willing to put themselves out there to support the project. I mean, Harry and Meghan have said they will align themselves with what they believe in and what they care about. So
for previous generations, and we will always say yes to becoming patron of a charity that we believe in and that we're incredibly passionate about. But I think in today's world, you have to be involved with things that make sense to where your passions lie, rather than potentially turning up to a charity once a year. I don't think that's necessarily beneficial to anybody. The fact that I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well, is obviously a huge relief to me, because she'll be able to deal with everything else that comes with it. But no, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time, try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that, yeah. I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate, I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a...
There's a lot to do.
Really?
There's a lot to do.
So they care about that, and they're standing by it. Meghan was a Girl Scout herself, and once I knew that, I understand immediately why she connected with it. Her mom was her troop leader here in LA, the same city, the same Girl Scout council as Nikki and her sisters, who are in the film. There's a genuine personal connection that makes it feel super organic and real. And beyond that, they also really appreciate the aesthetic vision and the ways the film is layered and making a statement about valuing girls, about labor rights. That's powerful. Let's see some of the comments. Oh, it's just a retweet here. Let's see here. Rye Cookie and Cream carries a 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes as it opens in theaters nationwide on August 7 via roadside attraction. Gold Derby spoke with Namia about assembling a single crew to chase 4 girls across the country in one cookie season. All right, so that's that. That's the article. Let's go to the next tweet. I'm 27 minutes here. I'm gonna stop here. The next tweet and the next video, we're gonna start with this because I'm 27 minutes. We're gonna start with this. It's exactly 6 a.m. We're gonna start with this. Most like I'll say the next. You know what? Let's continue. I'll see how I do when I'm editing. All right, next tweet.
Vinaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.